Hello and welcome to Cottage Time. Today's video is about decorating for fall, making the dining room cozy. I'll also be sharing some homemaking things that I've been doing over the past week, and I hope you enjoy the video. I bought these frames at a church yard sale a while back. I didn't really like the picture in it, but I love the frames and the matting. And one of the things that I want to add more into the decor is family pictures. I have a lot of good pictures, but they're on my phone, and I never think to go by one of the places to get them printed off. So I'm gonna have to make myself a little note to remember to do that. In my opinion, putting out family photos just brings everything together, makes it feel more homey and cozy. So I got out an old notebook binder the other day, and I found these two pictures of my boys. They're teenagers now, but this is pictures from when they were like 1 and 4. Seeing these pictures did pull at my heartstrings. Why does time have to go by so fast? So on this wall in the dining room, I'm kind of creating a collage, and I want to put the boys' pictures up here. I really wanted to use this pheasant picture, but it just didn't click for me. I do have this picture, which I love. It kind of makes me think of the English countryside, but I don't have a frame. I attached a plate hanger to the back. It's glue. You activate it with some water. The other night I was looking at some cottage books that I have. They're from 1985, and I got this idea to hang it up without a frame from one of those books. Here's a look at the whole picture collage. Now I'm going to decorate this cabinet that's under the picture collage. Over the past, say, 2 years, I have really fallen in love with decorating with these old yard ornaments. They belong to Sean's grandma Louise. The weather here it's not good for them, so I started bringing them inside and really liked how they looked inside. And I'm just going to move this family of ducks over to the fireside room. When I decorate the fireside room, I think I'll put maybe a fall colored ribbon around the mama duck's neck. One thing I am proud about is that I didn't buy any new decor. I usually like to, and I still like to, use stuff from nature for the flower arrangements or the arrangements. This year for the past few years we've been in a drought, but this year there is nothing outside for me to use. I'm using these old Clorox glass jars that Sean's mama gave me. Since the cabinet is so dark, I thought a white runner would look good underneath it and be a good contrast with the dark. I love this cabinet. I need to go over it with some polish to get off the scuffs, but we found this cabinet at an auction for, I think it was $15. And this is where I keep all of the tablecloths and placemats, runners, and napkins. I don't know which one's longer, so I gotta choose. I like how my torn one looks better because it's longer. I like how it hangs over the sides. The other one's a little bit shorter. With it being the beginning of August, there's not any pumpkins out in the stores. My pumpkins didn't grow this year. I planted them, I think, twice, and they never came up. So instead, I'm just focusing on using some decor that goes with the color scheme and a few things that I already had on hand for years. I love the metal pumpkin. I bought that before I ever had kids. I've had it for over 20 years. I guess the point I'm making is to hoard your seasonal decor. I'm just kidding, kinda. But if you're like me, whenever you get rid of something, then that's when you'll find yourself wishing you hadn't have and find a spot where you could use it. A couple of videos ago, I had mentioned that my goal for August was to not use the dryer or use it as little as possible. We've been getting so many tomatoes from the garden that Sean roasted some with some olive oil and basil. Those were so good. Garden tomatoes, the flavor is so much better, but him roasting them with olive oil and basil just took it to a whole other level. And he made some jalapeno grits to go with it. Some of the tomatoes, just putting them in freezer bags. I only had these pint-sized ones, and I'm gonna freeze them, and I can can them later. It's the next day, and now it's time to finish decorating the dining room for fall, and I'm gonna make over this table. I had a hard time with this centerpiece. I really was envisioning this beautiful bouquet of sunflowers and such, but sunflowers, I don't really care for them once they dry, and they wouldn't last very long. So I just pulled out some cotton that I had bought on clearance after Christmas. My son brought this box to me the other day. It had been in his room. It's a money box, and he didn't want it anymore, so I took it. I knew I could find a spot for it, and I had no idea it would be here though. This cotton reminds me of North Mississippi, where I grew up. There's fields and fields of cotton. I just think a cotton field is so beautiful. To hold the cotton in place, I'm going to tuck in some plastic shopping bags. I love to use animals when I'm decorating, and I thought this duck was just perfect because of the colors go well with fall. I put out this little hobnail vase. It has some dried goldenrod from a few years ago, and it was still in there, so I'm just going to go with that. Okay, I had a little trouble knowing exactly where I wanted to put this little hobnail vase. Whenever I'm decorating, it just has to feel right and click for me, or I just keep tweaking or I'll take a break and go look at some books to see if I can get some inspiration. And sometimes I may look on some videos, or I used to like Pinterest, but lately all of their stuff, they have way too much AI for me, so that's just my opinion. I don't really care for the AI images. This is how the table centerpiece turned out. I really like it. I hope you do too. The other day we harvested our potatoes. They didn't do as good this year, but most of them was planted in this area, and this is a new garden plot, so I'm gonna add some minerals, remineralize the soil over here. We'll put down some oak leaves and cover it, tarp it for the winter. Maybe that will help next year. I think I'll plant some corn over in this spot. I hope you're having a good week. May the Lord bless the work of your hands. And thank you so much for visiting at the cottage today. I'd love to hear if you're decorating for fall yet, or what's going on in your neck of the woods. I will talk to you again soon.